Right now? Oh, okay. Oh, there. Hi, I'm Johnny Henderson. I'm the Director of Canadian Programs at Live Different, and you're probably watching this because you recently saw our Own Your Story presentation, in which case, I was this guy.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's flattering. Well, welcome to the Own Your Story Challenge, where you have the opportunity to take a second to pause and reflect on your life to write hope and meaning into your story. In the words of one of my favorite people, Brené Brown, she says, "When we deny our stories, they define us. But when we own our stories, we can write a brave, new ending." A lot of things in life are like this styrofoam cup. They're fragile, and when pressure and stress is applied to it, they break. Other things are more robust, like this bottle. When it goes through adversity, it just kind of retakes its form. But other things are like this glow stick. When you put it under pressure and adversity and you give it challenge and it is broken, it is actually made better because of the adversity it faced. It becomes full of light and more beautiful. It is anti-fragile. It is better because of the challenge that it's experienced. Other things are like this, including our muscles. When we apply stress to our muscles, they rip, and that's why they grow. Beyonce memes are like this. When Beyonce tried really hard to get these memes off the internet, they just became more popular. Beyonce's stress on these memes just made them better. Beyonce memes are anti-fragile. Oftentimes people are referred to as being fragile, that when we go through something difficult, we become broken or traumatized. But the reality is, humans are anti-fragile. And if we choose, we can go through life's struggles and adversities and difficulties and be better because of them. This brings us to the first part of the Own Your Story Challenge. I want you to pause and reflect on a struggle or something difficult that you've gone through. It doesn't need to be anything intense. It could be something that you experienced at school, with your friends, or maybe your family. And so a question's gonna go up on the screen and you're going to pause the video, all right? That's what's gonna happen. The question's gonna come up, you pause it, you can do that now. Go for it. Recently, I was invited to participate in a hot wings challenge in which I was given a ghost pepper hot wing that literally ruined my life. Yeah, so Brian's... Oh, it hits immediately. This is awful. It's getting worse. Isn't this bad for everybody? It's like 1,000 fiery ninjas in my mouth. Why would anybody willingly do this to themselves? This is the worst. I did not like that at all. But the reality is, if I wanted to, I could continue to eat those types of wings, build up resiliency, and strengthen my taste buds to maybe enjoy those types of things so I stop being such a wimp because I find pepperoni spicy. If I wanted to, I could grow through the adversity. A more relevant example of this for my own life would be in high school when I lost all of my friends because I developed a problem with drinking. There was a period of time that got really dark and really lonely. But it forced me to pause and reflect and ask myself the question, how did I get myself here? And in that process, I started to understand that my entire life, I would conform and do whatever I could to fit in, to try to be accepted by the people around me. And I realized that simply being me was enough. And in finding my identity, I started to find my purpose. You see, the first step to owning your story is to acknowledge your experience and the emotions and feelings attached to it. Because when you enter into that space, then you can start to find the meaning and purpose within it. The things we go through in life do affect us, but research shows it's not what we go through that affects us so much as the story that we tell ourselves about those things. And if we stop and make meaning of life's most difficult moments, they can actually benefit us. It's this idea that there's a treasure in every tragedy. Everything in life, both good and bad, can teach us something if we're willing to learn from it. Which brings us to the second part of the Own Your Story Challenge. I want you to take a second to pause and reflect on the experience you identified and see if there's a way that you can learn and grow from it. Gonna go to the question in 3, 2, 1. The best part of owning your story is that when you work through these difficult, challenging life moments and you find the meaning and purpose in them, and you choose to be anti-fragile and you're better because of life challenges, you can use your story to impact others. I found this to be true for myself. Because of my struggle with my identity and addiction, I've been able to encourage so many students with the truth, the reality that simply being you is good enough. I believe that the most important and powerful thing that we can do in our life is to use the things that could have destroyed us or kept us broken as tools to impact the people around us. So this leads us to the last part of the Own Your Story Challenge. I want you to take a second and imagine, how could the things that you've learned through your life's difficult moments help and encourage someone else? Thank you for being a part of the Own Your Story Challenge. Your past is just a story that you tell yourself. And when you realize this, it no longer has power over you. You have the power to rewrite your story and to add truth and healing and hope and meaning into life's darkest moments, not just for you, but for the world around you as well.